Okay, we're back. And
right.
Thanks for joining us. This segment we're going to talk about the Veritex planer first.
The Festool.
I'm sorry, Festool planer, my mistake. And I've set this actually up in the stand because it's easier to take it apart than it is to put it together. So we're going to start with it.
And we learned our lesson a minute ago.
That's great. So what we've done is we've got the Festool planer, power planer, and we've got it hooked up to dust collection, and I've run it around the front so you can see it. And this switches from left to right depending on how you're using it. The fence on the back can be angled. It makes a great little portable joiner. They've got a ingenious little thing here that just slides in.
All the way around?
I'm sorry. That just slides in like that. And this will turn it on. And that'll hold it on. Now you'll notice how quiet it is. It's running at a slow RPM when there's no load on it. And as soon as I put a board into it, the power's going to kick in on it. So it just maintains without a problem. All right, now if I wanted to do a chamfer on that, I would just simply knock this back. And make a simple chamfer. Very simple. Now, the neat thing about this planer is it's great for both in the field and in the shop. A lot of times you just need a joiner. If you're going to glue up a couple pieces together, you want a nice straight clean cut, this is the way to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down.
Now another thing we've talked about though in the past with tools, and the great thing about this thing is, especially if you do cabinet work or you work a lot with molding, instead of trying to use your belt sander or to take, I see a lot of guys in the field, they'll actually misuse a table saw. They'll try to make freehand angle cuts to try to get their moldings reshaped to match walls or ceilings. With something like this, it's absolutely nothing to set up, to get in place, and you can actually reshape your molding if you've got to scribe some material away or something like that and do it very safely.
Right. What I'm going to do, if you could just kind of keep on talking about it a little bit, is I'm going to remove this fence that could easily be used on a door as well. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to remove this.
Now that fence, of course, only comes with the joiner package.
That's correct. Right.
That's something important to be aware of. It comes with two smaller fences or guides, but once again, my preference, and John and I were talking about this last night, my preference, once I saw this fence and its versatility, it's well worth the investment just to go ahead and get this one. It gives you a lot more strength if you've got to do a lot of door planing type work. The couple things about this. Now this is only a single head cutter.
Right.
It's not a double head cutter like some machines.
I can't remove it and show it to you. Well, here I can. Let me just take that out real quick.
And of course the vacuum attachment goes to either side, or you can operate it without it. There you go. That'll great.
Expose your blade, and it's a single.
It's a single head which is replaceable. Now one great thing about this planer that is very different than other planers you see on the market. Can we just show them one other thing before you pop that on real quick? Changing the head is nothing more than just removing this one Allen screw. The head comes right off because they actually make a series of different heads that will give you either a rustic beam kind of look, just uneven cut.
We don't have any of those. But
it also gives you a typical coved, not a pilaster. Well, is it a pilaster, I guess?
Yeah. The
it'll
one that
do
I
that.
like is just the rustic cut that it makes.
And it also does a beaded cut. Right. So really this tool is capable of delivering a phenomenal amount at what would have to be really considered a very aggressive price. Now,
slide this down.
One of the other things that John's doing right now is he's getting ready to do a
rabbit cut.
A rabbit cut. Let me get this over here so it's right when you need it.
Now what we've actually done is set up this fence here for about 3/4 of an inch, and then this is a depth gauge for the rabbit. And what we're going to do is just lay this on, and I've never done this before, so hopefully this is going to work. We're going to dial in the amount of cut that we want to take off right here, very simply. Lock it in place.
Got to get it all the way up on.
Oop,
All the way up to your fence. There you go. Yep.
See, we don't always have to look like we know what we're doing. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's the first time I've ever done that. And now that's taken me down to my depth, taking me down to this depth. But check that out. I mean, that's really nice.
Nice and clean.
I had no idea it was that easy to work. So you learn something new every day.
And the shoulder is completely clean. You wouldn't have to clean that up with a chisel or anything.
Nope. Perfect.
So it would be really easy with this tool to make a doorstop molding.
Right.
I mean, it's just, when you think about it, I guess you could do virtually anything. It's wide enough to where you could easily get a doorstop molding out of that.
We have a message on the board. My wife, Karen, just informed us that we are up against the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Yeah,
so chances are we're out here alone, more than likely. And I see also we had a question before we get to the next planer, and I hate to keep going back and forth, but you know how we do things here. But Aardvark is sent in an IM. How does the Festool jigsaw compare to the similar Bosch unit?
Oh, there's a tough question. I would tell you, right if I can use the expression out of the box.
Right.
Remember, every Festool has a 3-year warranty.
Right.
I know some companies do offer extended warranties you can buy.
Right.
But Festool has that right out of the box.
But I think the big difference is that lower guard. I don't believe that Bosch has that.
The straight cut.
That's something you want to really take a look at and know that.
And the dust collection.
Right. Okay, so we've shown the rabbit cut here. That's about all I really need to show on this planer for the moment. If we have a little bit of time, I'll put another guide on there while you're doing your curve, and then we can go ahead and plane that door that I need to plane.
Okay.
Right there. But why don't you go ahead and talk about the curve panel planer, and I'll go ahead and set this up for the next cut.
All right. This is the Veritux, which is a little different than the Festool. As you can see, the size of the tools are completely different. But this is also a completely different animal. It does have the dust collection, just like its big brother, I guess, Festool, the real big brother.
Right.
It does have dust collection. It also does have a different set of blades. Now, one of the difference between these two is this has 2 cutting heads. And let me make sure, yes.
Now, those are insert cutters, too.
Correct.
And those are available in high-speed steel as well as carbide.
And also available only in one other style. This will also give you a rustic cut, which is an uneven head, so it gives you more of a hand-hewn beam type of look, whereas that comes with multiple heads.
Right.
This only you can get a couple extra blades. And you've got to be careful when you use the extra blades. The same thing I know applies with the rustic blade on the Festool, is even when the head is fully attracted or fully retracted, you still leave some of the blade exposed. So you have to be careful when you put it down. It does also have a guard here, which you can screw on an additional piece of stock if you want to extend it. But once again, the Festool came with that really nice large aluminum guard, which made it excellent for doing doors because you have such a wide surface to work off of.
Do you want to slide this down so you can work from the back side of the
I can go just like this. I think they'll get it.
All right.
One of the things that makes this really exceptional, though, is besides doing flat, this one here, which as you can see by taking and bringing these down, I can actually make a flat plate. I can fully extend these down, which let me show you real quick. It's really easy by just tightening it up. If I go this way,
so it goes concave and convex.
Exactly. That now is going to be cutting a convex shape. Once again, this is the only planer I know that does this.
Right.
It'll cut a convex, and then by simply loosening these up again.
Now, how would you adjust that to this particular bevel?
Well, we take
radius,
and we can press this right down here. We can get the thing right in the radius.
You just push it down into the radius, and that's it.
And that matches up the radius now.
All right.
Okay. And then to get our depth, all we do is.
So you had this set flush first.
I had
to get this actual.
I had it actually set to where the this was covering the head completely.
Okay.
So now I'm bringing it up, so I'm getting additional cut out of it.
Right.
Now we'll go ahead, let's get this thing set up to cut. If you wouldn't mind bringing that up here.
Yep.
And you'll see, once again, it'll use dust collection just like the Festool did. And now I can take this, I can start above my cut. I think we need to expose a little bit more of the blade. Oh, there we go, okay. And we'll take and, there we go. I think, as with anything, that last little bit is always your... There we go. Now we're getting better.
So you got to apply the pressure to the back of it.
That, and it's got to... This wants to put a true radius. My jigsaw
yours
cut,
might not have been a true radius.
it was just a complete freehand cut, and now it is actually straightening out the radius now. I can feel a big difference in how this tool is running through it.
Wow, that's great.
So it actually, the reason why I was getting some resistance there before is my radius wasn't true, because this obviously wants to make contact front and back, and it was cleaning up. I still got a little bit of a dip there. I probably dropped it a little bit when I was exiting my cut, but I could feel a big difference. So that's nice. This will certainly deliver. Yeah, and you can feel that. This part here, I probably got to develop a lot better feel for the tool.
Well, like anything else, you got to remember that.
But if
most of the tools we're using.
If you feel that though, right there,
right.
That radius, take out my beginning of my end. That radius is beautiful now. It is super smooth.
That's great.
So once again, for a cabinet guy that might have to be dealing with radiuses,
right.
I could even see a solid surface guy having something like this if he's got to deal with a lot of radiuses inside or outside.
Now you're looking to have carbide cutters in there, though.
Correct, but once again, it is available for the tool. Tool develops a real value.
Right.
Real value, and adjusting your depth is nothing more than turning the blade. Once again, this is quite simply how we came up with our radiuses. And the same thing, to get it flat, you could put this right in place, drop that down.
Oh, we have a question there real quick.
Okay.
What is the radius that you can do both convex and concaved? Do you know that one?
I do, actually. The convex on this is 450 millimeter. The concave is 400 millimeter.
Tells me nothing.
I only know the metric. I'm sorry.
Because you read the directions.
I read the directions last night, and I remember that because the two different numbers kind of stuck out of my mind. That kind of just threw me a loop. But yeah, it cuts two different radiuses, inside and outside, one 450, one 400. But once again, both of these, as far as just being right out of the box, extremely easy to use.
All right, we're going to slide this board out of here, and we're going to slide that door right in. So let's just take this real quick. We're going to go off stage. So we are really still here, people. Don't go away.
Or if you go away, just come back when we do.
Right.
Which is right now.
And what we're going to do now, we're going to just put this down low.
Okay.
Nope, just set it right here.
And we'll drop our handy-dandy Marcon table down.
Yep, just a little bit. And there was a clamp that flew off of here a while ago.
Laney, right by your feet.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We'll just put that right there.
Oh,
okay. Slide it down this way just a little bit. And I can just grab it right here with the clamp. Okay, that'll hold it in place. You want to try that planer?
Sure.
All we have to do is make one pass. This is my pantry door, and I've been meaning to plane it for quite a long time, and I thought, well, we'll probably do a segment on planers one of these days. So if you want to take that, we'll unlock it and just do a 2 mil depth, and you just have to adjust this a little bit out. All right, and I think if you just take one pass across there, Ken.
Now, once again,
you're going to hold it flat.
Here we're using the really nice wide fence, which you can see makes doing a door plane very simple. We just get back beyond. Now, it's important whenever you start a cut, if you're not familiar with the planer, this front shoe is recessed upwards. So after this makes the cut, the amount that this is up, this bottom plate will nestle into the cut, and that's what will hold us flat all the way down.
Right.
But so first we'll start, and to make sure that it's 90 degree, we'll always make sure this is held up flush to the door.
Okay. I just got that set for a 2 mil cut. That looks like it's going to be pretty much perfect. And again, there's no sawdust. It's quiet. It's easy to work with. Keep in mind the Festool products all have a 3-year warranty. They come packed in the sustainer boxes. They work incredibly well with the vacuum. And they're just great tools. Just hold that for you there. Good deal. Oh, and you didn't even gouge the end. Good deal.
No, a door planer's easy. It's not, nothing like the radius planer.
All right, that's it. I think we're going to go to break.